Hello, everybody. My name is Some Random Fellow, and today I am joined with Okanio, and we are going to be going over the power rankings for the Super Intense Pokemon Master Pokemon League, aka the S.I.M.P League. And we're going to be going over the post draft power rankings. We're going to be going over the Thot conference, and then tomorrow we're going to upload another video where the other two pimps are going to be going over the Chad conference. So, first off, our first team is the Camden Crookbats, which is hosted by Barry B. Benson, and his team consists of both Urshifus, Torkoal and Pelipper, Venusaur and Kingdra. We have Scizor, Aromatisse, Volcarona, Bisharp, Shedinja, and Shiftry. So, Okan, I guess you can start by giving your thoughts on what Barry B. Benson has drafted.
Okay, so there. Let's talk about the league a little bit first. There are
Okay, yeah.
12 teams. So he was the bottom. He wasn't the wheel pick. He was the pick
I think he
before
was
the
the
wheel,
third to
right?
last. I think he was like the third to last.
Yeah, something like that. So somebody didn't draft the other Urshifu. Like nobody drafted the Urshifu in the first 10 picks, which is crazy. Like it's a really good one and it's a
Of
new one
course.
people want to try. So in every league it goes like first pick, second pick, and nobody
And
drafted Urshifu's,
and
and
neither
he
wicked
got both of them.
neither wicked blow nor surging strikes are banned. Those moves are still allowed.
Yeah, yeah, we allowed all the moves, so they're both of them are really good moves. The dark one is being better uh, because of all the water resists, water absorbs going around, but
Of
still both
course.
are pretty good. And this team is weird.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
he has Tan and Caesar, and he has the Rain as well.
I don't think he's gonna
I
bring
mean,
Scizor with Sun though.
yeah, but that's the thing. It's really hard to prep against this team. You know,
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
so
That's
weird.
that's the best thing
Uh,
that this has going for it. You
like
basically
you
have to
can,
guess
yeah,
whether he's
it's a
bringing
guess
the
game.
Sun mode or the Rain mode.
Yeah, and but that's a challenge for him as well because
That's
he can bring the either one, and the team is divided. Like if you are bringing Sun, you don't want to bring Scizor, you don't want to bring I don't know B sharp all the time. Like you want to use Dark Urshifu instead of the Weather Urshifu, so your Surging Strike wouldn't get nerfed.
Oh, and actually, speaking of Urshifu, do you want to also talk about the extra gimmick that we have for this league?
Oh yes, 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 yes,
Because
yes.
that's a big deal
Uh,
as well.
well, yeah, our gimmick is we have exhaustion, like
Fatigue.
exhaustion rule, kind of. Yeah, fatigue rule. Yes. Uh, there's two different, actually three different rules. First of all, you can't use the same mount 3 weeks in a row. So let's say you use the Urshifu Dark week 1 and week 2, then you can't use it for the week 3, which means he can actually use an Urshifu every week because he can change between them.
Yeah, he can just
The
alternate
other,
between Urshifus. Yeah.
yeah, the other two rules are if a Pokemon gets knocked out by a critical hit and gets one
Or
hit KO'd,
or a super effective move.
yes, or a super effective hit and again gets one hit KO'd, it'll also get fatigued and cannot be able to use next week.
Yeah.
So, but the Urshifu signature moves are banned for that rule
Yeah.
because they're always
Because
critting.
otherwise, that's
So
you can
yeah,
cheese that really easily.
yes, yes.
And the whole point of
Uh,
this was to prevent people from bringing the same team every week, essentially, and to just add a
yeah.
little bit more fun and chaos.
So he literally made sure he can have an Urshifu every week, I think.
Because he really
Uh,
wants to do that, I guess.
yeah, going back to the team, I mean, they're carry threats, but then again, there are how many? One, two, four, five, six. Some weaknesses. fire weaknesses with uh, the sun being an option. You have having 6 fire weaknesses is not good, and like
Yeah, and I guess you could bring
unless
your own fire types if you predict that he's bringing sun
yeah,
to
yeah,
sort of
definitely.
ride off of that.
Unless he uses the rain mode, the fire types are a serious problem. That's one of my issues with the team. Like, okay, the sun option is good, but when you have Scizor and Bisharp and Shedinja, like Shedinja is not. Uh, it's an interesting pick, but like you have Scizor, you
Well, I mean,
have
its name is
so
God, so
yeah, you have Scissor and such. You are gonna face fire moves. Like you have Volcarona, you're gonna face rock type moves. That's why the Shedinja is not an optional pick either. I mean, this
yeah, and
is
actually,
kind of a meme team.
all of his fire resists are water type as well, except for Torkoal.
Yeah, definitely. And there's also the two Urshifus makes kind of fairies pretty good as well. So
Oh,
I
and
mean,
even at team preview, you don't even know which one he's bringing.
yeah, that's actually good for him. Unless he brought
Yeah,
both
I
of
didn't
them at
realize that
this.
until just now.
We are allowing him to bring both of them in the same week. So
Oh boy,
that's the
wait, so
thing
he
to
could
look.
theoretically bring both Urshifus in the same week?
Yes, yes.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I mean, we allowed this because nobody thought it would happen. So
Yeah,
the rules
essentially.
are weird.
And then the whole theme of this league is chaos anyway, so
Yeah,
they figured why not.
definitely, definitely.
This isn't
Uh,
serious at all. It's just for fun.
I mean, overall, if I say, I think this is I would say B. Like we said, we're not gonna do defense rankings for the post draft, so I'm
Yeah, we're just gonna give them
thinking
letter
like
grades.
there are S tiers, A tiers, B tiers, and C tiers.
Just letter grades,
I
yeah.
know he is a pretty good coach, but I would say this team is, despite the both of the Urshifus and Weathers, this is a B tier team because it's so mixed up. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Outside of the weather conditions, this is a really slow team. I think the fastest being Volcarona at 100. I don't think nothing
Urshifu's
is faster
97,
than
right?
Ushi was 97 or something.
Yeah, I think Volcarona is his fastest then.
Yeah. So like without proper weather, this team is really slow.
Yeah, I didn't realize
And
that.
yeah, there are priorities like both Ushifus have step priority,
And
Scissor
Scizor and
and
Bisharp.
Bisharp. Yeah. Still, there's
Yeah,
like
I
three dark types, so many fire types, so many water types. Uh,
yeah, I think what you said is pretty fair. I was besides the fact that he has so many his big flaws are the fact that he has so many fire weaknesses and the fact that outside of weather his team is slow. But it again, like you said in the beginning, this team is really difficult to prep against because you have to guess which mode he's bringing, and if you guess wrong, then you're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. So I think all things considered, I'd give it an A minus.
I mean, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
So moving on, we have the Orlando Apolitoads, coached by the biggest idiot in the entire league, Rishu 777777, and his team consists of Clefable and Gengar, Weavile and Galarian Darmanitan. Oh crap! I have the wrong Darmanitan on here. Okay, it's regular Darmanitan,
Yeah,
not
it's the
Galarian.
regular Diamond.
That's my
It's the
bad. That's
regular
my
Diamond.
bad.
Just
Cobalion and
painted
Galvantula.
red.
He has Dragalge, Claydol, Mantine, Morotum, Chansey, and Sudowoodo.
Okay, you wanna go first this time?
Um,
You
no,
want
you
me
can
to
go
go
first.
first again?
You can go first. You can
Okay.
go first.
Okay. So, uh, I mean, this is a solid team. Like, uh, other than Sudowoodo, I can see all of them being a good man. But how many? Let me see. One, two. Oh, that's regular. Sorry,
Yeah, it's
regular.
regular Darmanitan. That's my bad. That's my bad.
Still one, two. I mean, yeah, that's being a regular Darmanitan makes the fighting weakness I was gonna mention a little bit better. But
Yeah, he
uh,
still has a
I,
fair amount of
this
weaknesses though. But he
this team is like really good. The offensive options, the Weavile and Gengar are both heavy hitters. Darmanitan as well. Actually,
yeah, especially Darmanitan.
actually, when you think about it, the offensive options are Darmanitan, Weavile, Gengar, and
Dragalge.
Dragalge. That's it, kinda.
Well,
Like
Sudowoodo,
Clef can
arguably Sudowoodo.
arguably
It it gets like what is it? Reckless and Head Smash, or is it Rockhead? I forget.
it gets Rocket.
Yeah. Okay.
Rocket and Sturdy, I think.
Yeah.
The the thing is,
And Rotom can
there
be
is some
offensive.
Rotom can be offensive, but Rotom and Galvantula are kinda overlapping. The only reason Galvantula is there, I think, is Webs. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. That's usually why you draft
something that's
Galvantula.
not an electric type might have been better. Maybe Slurpuff, maybe Araquanid, I don't know. And yes, Dragalge is. I really like seeing Dragalge getting drafted,
Me too.
you know.
I
But
like Dragalge a lot.
when you spend a lot of points on Gengar, I don't know if Dragalge is the best. Like,
Yeah, that is true. You do have the two poison types.
yeah, and neither of them sets the toxic spikes. That's also bad.
I
And
mean, you don't
other than
need
that,
toxic spikes,
I guess, yeah, yeah. But like, if you're having two
especially
toxic
when he already
types,
has rocks and webs. I don't
yeah,
think you need every hazard. I don't think that's necessary at all.
I know. I'm just saying, if you're having two poison types, one of them at least could have said that. And like, there are two poison types, both of them especially offensive, so they're overlapping a little bit. The overlapping issue is also about his defensive walls, like Chansey, Clef, and Mantine are the defensive core of the team. All three are especially bulky Pokemon, not physically bulky.
That's true.
So
Clefable could go either way.
Clefable could go either way, but
But yeah,
let me.
I agree.
I mean, I kind of forgot what the Clef's stats are. So yeah, it can,
You can
but
run you can run
95,
either.
73 is not too bulky. So yes, you can, but still the bulk is on the special side, and a fighting mon with, let's say, the poison coverage, I can see it being a huge problem for the team because there isn't a good physical. Maybe Claydol. I don't know.
Yeah, Claydol could be, but it has a lot of weaknesses. I think that's
Yeah,
mostly
yeah.
just for rocks and screens, not necessarily something supposed
Probably
to sponge
Rocks.
hits.
Also, oh yeah, he has defoggers. That's the only spinner, but
Yeah,
he
he has
has
Mantine
defoggers.
and Rotom.
Yeah. So overall, solid team, I would rank it A. I think, like I said, the main problem is defensive mons overlap. Chansey seems useless, to be honest. I don't I would never thought I would say this, but Chansey seems useless when you have Clefable and Mantine. If you want a special wall, just run either one of them. They can still do offense. I mean, Clefable can set rocks. Clefable can be a cleric. Clefable uh, can just be annoying.
Yeah,
Like, why do you need Chelsea when you have Clef? I mean, it has, okay, better special bulk, but you have Mantine as a special wall as well. I'm pretty sure Dragalge also has a pretty good special defense as well. So
I
you
don't
have
quite remember
special
Dragalge's
defensive
bulk. You could
options.
be right.
So you have special defense options. I really don't see the point of the Chansey on the team. I would like to be surprised on it.
Yeah,
So that's I would go with A because the offensive pressure is there,
Yeah, I think
and
I think I'm gonna go with an A minus again because of what you said about the double poison, the double electric. He has a lot of rockers, which isn't a bad thing, obviously, but and like you said, Chansey is it's arguably better than Clefable or Mantine, but it's unnecessary when you have both of them. So yeah, I can agree with you there.
okay,
And
let's go to the third
yes,
team then.
next
If
we
you're ready.
have the Salisbury Snorelax, which is hosted by Bryce, and his team has Hippowdon and Excadrill, along with Toxapex, Zen Mode Galarian Darmanitan. We banned Guerrilla Tactics and allowed Zen Mode. Crawdont, Exploud, Galarian Marowak, Alolan Marowak, excuse me, Galarian Weezing, Togekiss, Lapras, Cramorant, my son, and Beheeyem. I believe the Beheeyem was actually a replacement pick. He had something there originally and dropped it for it.
Did he? I don't remember. I always thought it was
I
Behem.
believe he replaced something with Beheeyem. Licky Licky. He had Licky Licky and replaced that with Beheeyem.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that was a
It was
smart
Licky
move.
Licky.
I
I remember
remember.
now. Um, so yeah, he has Hippowdon and Excadrill, good Sand Core. And then of course, Toxapex. And now he can't be beaten by Excadrill because he has Excadrill.
Yeah. Uh, and I'm going first again, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you just started a little bit, but this team has one, two, three, four water types. This is not a sand team. It's a rain team. Sorry.
It's not
There
a
are four. Yeah, there are four water types in this
That's not a
team,
bad
and
thing necessarily. I feel offended.
yeah, but like, when are you gonna use Lapras? What are you gonna use Lapras for? Or Cramorant, to be honest. Like, what if you want a defensive water? Why would you use Lapras or
Let
Toxapex? Unless you're really
That's
scared of.
yeah, because obviously Dynamax and Gigantamax are banned, so there's no reason to use its
Yeah,
VMAX move.
and same
I
goes
don't.
for Cramorant.
Okay, well
I know you
Cramorant is
like
just
it,
funny. I can understand Cramorant. That's just a funny pick.
and
I will never ever in 1,000 years diss somebody for picking Cramorant. I can
yeah,
respect that pick.
I understand that, but still, like the
I think it
there
has its uses. I think it has its uses. A reminder that it gets Endure and Belch and close combat.
the best thing about Cramorant is it's one of the two most that's not weak to, or at least neutral to, Earthquake. Like that Galarian V-Sync is gonna run has to run Levitate every week because it has three weaknesses, and
He for
yeah,
ground he
Togekiss is
has
gonna probably gonna come, but like Marowak is a good offensive mount for the
Marowak
team.
is really
I
good. I can
I really
totally agree
like
with that.
Marowak with the Sandcore, to be honest,
And Explode.
because
He has a lot of good
the
breakers. He has
yeah,
Chrono as well.
but then again the same problem with the first team. This is what's the best fastest mount.
Um, I want to say either
I don't think
Darmanitan
any.
or Excadrill.
Yeah, like Darmanitan is fast when in Zen mode,
I believe it's
which
140. I could be wrong though
yeah,
in
good
Zen mode.
luck getting there. And Excadrill is fast in Sand. So other than that, again, it's a pretty slow team. It's a team that shares a weakness like one, two, three, four, five electric weaknesses and four ground weaknesses.
Well, the electric he has two electric immunities as well. Well, actually three
Are
if you use bringing lightning rod on Marowak.
would you though when you have the Rockhead
Could be
Flare
used.
Blitz?
I know, I understand that, but it could be used.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this not entirely bad, but uh, the
It would be a
other
cute start.
than yeah, I mean. the slowness and the common weaknesses, especially the defense being uh, weak to same thing. Like, what are your defenses? You have Toxapex.
Wheezing,
And
Hippowdon.
Toxapex and Hippowdon are okay core, I think. But like, let's say, what are Toxapex's weakness? Toxapex is the
Ground,
defensive one of the team, like ground.
ground, electric,
Uh,
psychic.
ground. Yeah, like I said, the Weezing with Levitate is okay. And actually, you got Mold Breaker ground type on your side as well, so they can't use it against you. And yeah, I can see some synergies there, but the team being slow is the main problem for me.
Yeah, I can see that. It's slow, but it does pack a punch.
Yeah, also kind of top heavy team. Like, I don't see the last 3 mon being useful. I'm expecting the other 9 will do the job, but I don't
Yeah,
really expect the bottom 3
interesting to
being
see how that
useful.
plays out with the fatigue rules then.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's the for water types is gonna be useful. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I would say this is a. I'll
I say
I'll
like
have to
B.
go. I'll have to go B. Yeah.
Yeah, I think B is reasonable. Okay, next up we have the Serbian Scrafties. This person actually had the first round pick, so of course he got Cinderace, the single best mon in our current pool, along with Grimmsnarl, Haxorus, Starmie,
Bolt is
Ferroth.
better.
Huh?
I would argue Dragapult is better,
Okay,
but
I
like
mean
let's not get
yes.
into that.
Starmie, Ferrothorn, Chandelure, Braviary, Gyarados, Scrafty, Espeon, Pinsir, and Boltund. So obviously, okay, I think Cinderace is the best mon in this pool.
Yeah, the
Especially
Cinderace Libero is a really good ability.
and also
It's meant
Grimmsnarl
from
is
Oreo.
a really good pick as well because you can obviously run like the screen set or you can run bulk up offense with uh what's the move? Spirit Break.
I would always love the rest, bulk up, sleep talk, and spirit
But
break. That's the best Grimmsnarl set ever.
yeah, you can
And
run it has the ability to run utility as well as offensive.
yeah, I mean Grimmsnarl is a pretty good man. Like,
I like
looking at it, I only see 2 batsmen on the team,
yeah.
which
And
is
I
a
I
pretty
like
good thing.
the synergy between Ferrothorn and Chandelure as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the defensive core is there, Ferreton, Chandelure, and Grimmsnarl, maybe the Scrafty as well. So there isn't too
I
much common weaknesses. I would say the biggest problem is the lack of electric immunity, and I think 2 resists only to electric, not 3, but like one of them are Bolton.
also I don't think he has any like at least traditional defoggers. Braviary might get it. And then he
Braviary
has
does get it.
okay, it does get it. And then outside of that, as far as hazard removal goes, he has Court Change on Cinderace and Magic Bounce on Espeon, and I
He
believe
has
that's
a
it.
spinner in Starmie.
Oh yes,
Starmie is a
Starmie.
pretty good spinner.
Sorry, I was looking at just defog. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
Starmie is a good remover, and it gets flip
I
turn now,
mean,
which is really nice.
Starmie is, yeah, that's good, but that's the only role Starmie is gonna play. Like, you don't want to use Starmie when you have the Gyarados.
That's
But
fair.
then again, Stormy is more of a bulky water, I guess. You can just run Flip Turn, Scald, Recover, and Rapid Spin.
Yeah, I can
That's
see that being a set that he does.
okay-ish. Like I said, this is a pretty good team. I think
I think it's
Pinster
decent.
is a bad. Let's. It can be considered a bad one, but you can just always scarf it and want to say it has Moxie.
Yes,
Does it
Scrafty
have
gets Moxie.
Moxie? Pinsir.
Oh, it
Scrafty is
does. It
being.
does get Moxie. Yes.
Did I say Scrafty? Sorry. Pinsir is like the Pinsir and Boltons, I think, are the only bad months on the roster, and like Pinsir can just be Scarf Moxie set. I mean, it's an okay mon. It has like decent attack stat actually,
I wouldn't
and
necessarily call Bolton bad. It's not good, obviously, but it is pretty strong. It can hit pretty hard because it has strong jaw.
the whole team can hit pretty hard. But
Yeah, this is true.
uh, I mean, I don't see a common weakness, to be honest. This is actually a really well built team.
Also,
It doesn't have anything
Es-
shiny other than.
Espeon being on the team reminds me to bring up that as far as baton pass goes, you're not allowed to pass stat boosts and you're not allowed to pass substitutes.
Yeah,
I just realized, remember that.
the main problem for me, this team is gonna struggle with the fatigue rule because this team wants to use Ferrothorn every week.
Oh yeah, and probably he's gonna
Cinderace.
want to bring Cinderace every week as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Ferrothorn
Ferrothorn is
is
his
the
most
one hit
defensive
KO.
mon.
It's yeah.
Ferrothorn is his most defensive mon. Yeah.
Without Ferrothorn, I can see a fast electric type sweeping this team, or even there isn't much ground immunity or weakness as well. Ground can be scary, other than Gyarados. Stunfisk just destroys this team if Ferrothorn is at. So I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
that's a very good
joking,
point.
yeah, joking aside, Ferrothorn is the backbone of the defense, and
Absolutely.
it's gonna be tough without it. And yeah, I would still say this is an A plus team. Like there isn't too many common weaknesses. Even like I mean, when you're not careful, Scraft can sweep you, Braviary can sweep you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things to watch out for.
Yeah, this is a pretty good
I
team.
give it an A. I think this is a pretty good team. Okay, next up we have the Seattle Gyarados, coached by Red, and his team has the Fish, Heat Rotom, excuse me, Mandibuzz, Terrakion, Scyther, like that pick, Ditto, Lilligant, Rhyperior, Halucha, uh, Aegislash, Meowstic, both Meowstics actually, and Flygon. So
This
looking at
team
his,
has
oh, sorry, you go.
yeah. You go. Sorry,
Okay, yeah, I
sorry.
was gonna say, looking at his team, he has a lot of really strong physical offensive threats in Dracovish, Halucha, Aegislash, Terrakion, Scyther. Most of his team is really physical, actually, except for like Rotom and Lilligant and Meowstic and maybe Ditto. But yeah, most of his
Maybe
team is oriented on physical offense. It seems.
yeah, and uh, yeah, I agree with that. The physical offense makes. If I'm prepping against this team, I'm just you know making all my mons physically bulky
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
specially bulky.
Maximize the physical bulk if you can.
Yeah, because I mean, you can run special age
Yeah,
slash,
you
of
can. You
course.
can.
You can run special Flygon as well, but are they that huge of a threat? Like they're not gonna be able to set up. They can be vault rather easily than banded Terrakion or Swash and Terrakion.
Yeah. Yeah.
The main problem for me with this team is like it has the pieces, it doesn't have the synergies. With Dracovish, you definitely want the a web setter
Yes,
because you have to go
absolutely.
first. And with Hawlucha, you want a terrain setter so you can get your unburden more
You
easily.
can. Yeah, yeah, because you can't just have a seed on it, and you have to. If you want to get the unburden boost, you're gonna have to run either close combat and white herb or sky attack and power herb.
Yeah, which are of course again still viable,
Yeah, of
but
course.
uh, worse options. And
You don't
you
get
have
you don't get
Lilligant.
the boost immediately though. You have to use a
Yeah,
turn to get the boost.
you have Lilligant, which is why I don't understand. Uh, I mean, even in Lilligant is a good some Pokemon in VGC, but it's not a good summon in singles because it doesn't. Other than Quiver Dance, it has nothing over other some Pokemon like, let's say, Venusaur, let's say
Well, yeah, I don't think he's
Victreebel.
using it as a sun pick though. Well,
Why
he
does
might
he use
against the
it
first
though?
team that we talked
Why
about.
why would you have Lilligant though? Like,
I
why?
guess
What does it
it
do?
gets sleep powder as well, doesn't it? You could
Most
maybe be
grass
going for
types
that.
do.
That's fair. Like quiver dance probably. I guess
Yeah, still there
if
are
yeah,
better options. Whatever set I'm thinking, there are better options for that
this
point.
is true.
So yeah, like I said, okay,
I think Ditto can actually
there are
be
good
pretty scary.
pieces. Ditto is a really scary one. And another complaint I can make about this team, like you said, most of the threats are physical attackers,
Hmm.
and most of them are uh, even the not uh, physical one, Rotom. They're all weak to water. Like, what's the skull switch in this team other than Lilligant? That I mean, I
Or
know
Ditto, I
Dracovish
guess.
resisted 4 times, but does Dracovish wants to risk
Dracovish
that
absolutely
four
does not want
times?
to get burned,
Yeah, so there's no skull switch in this team,
except for like
unless
Ditto.
yeah, except for Dido and except for maybe Lilligant.
Hmm.
Which would you like to run every week? I mean, of course, the Mandibas can also switch him, but still, the all the offensive options are really
Hmm.
afraid of a burn.
Yeah,
And
very weak to Scald.
is there a cleric on the team? Maybe aromatherapy in Lilligant
Um,
or heal Bellon.
maybe something with
I don't know.
Mastic. I don't know.
Still,
I don't know Mastic's
the
move pool that well.
burn option, the all threats being physical makes this team a little bit easier to prep against. And like I said, I think the what are the defog options? Rotom. Yeah,
He has
defog
Rotom
options
and
are there.
Mandibuzz. I think Scyther
Defog
gets it
options are
too.
there. Yes, Scyther gets it, and with heavy duty boots, it can just be a
Scyther
defogger.
is a really good pick.
Yeah, Scyther is a really good pick. I really like Scyther. Like the dual wing beat is basically a 120 base power move.
Yeah, this is a very strong move.
So like it's a Brave Bird without any recoil, and it's step Brave Bird.
Hmm.
So I think it's yes, it's a pretty good pick, but
Kind of
like
overshadowed
I
by the
think
rest of his physical offense.
yeah, and I don't understand the point of Rhyperior. I mean, yes, it's a ground type, but I mean, you have also have Lucha. Like I said, you don't have a terrain, so you already had two flyings and a fighting. I mean, do you want Hawlucha and Terrakion on the same team every week? Do you want Rhyperior and Terrakion on the same team?
Yeah, probably
Also,
not.
you have Flygon, and you already had a Dragon, you already had the ground, and you drafted Flygon, so there are
That's
overlapping
also
types
true.
as well.
Both of Flygon's types are overlapping.
I mean, this team can be so much better with just dropping a few months, grabbing a sticky web setter, maybe something that can set terrain.
I think the only terrain setters that are left are Pincurchin and female Indeedee.
Yeah, the I think the main thing is I would say the webs
Yeah,
because
I
webs
think
would
Webs for
also
sure. His
help
team
the
would really like a Web setter.
yeah, and rock setting options are Terrakion and yeah, Terrakion doesn't want to set rocks. I mean it
It
can,
can.
but I mean I
Yeah,
just
I
don't
understand. I understand.
yeah. The Rhyperior becomes the only option. I think it doesn't have spikes or T spikes either.
It probably doesn't have spikes. I don't think it does.
Yeah, overall I think it's a clank team. Out give it another B
Yeah, I think
minus actually.
I was gonna say either B or B minus. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable pick. And the last team of the Thought Conference is the Westchester Wulus, coached by Colosimo, and his team consists of Hydreigon, Azumarill, Tyranitar, Toxtricity, both Toxtricities, Duraludon, Politoed, Porygon Z, Mudsdale, Beartick, Talonflame, Primarina, and Runeregus. So
Okay.
he does have a Rain Setter and Politoed, and a couple of Pokemon that can abuse it, like of course Azumarill and Primarina and Beartick as well, actually, because Beartick gets Swift Swim. And he does
Yeah.
have another Weather Setter actually in Tyranitar. So, but he doesn't really have anything to take advantage of it. So I don't know if
No. No,
he
no,
doesn't
it
really have the
doesn't.
same like mode thing that Barry V Benson does.
Yeah, the again there's like some good pieces but not much synergy. I mean, like you said, there are two water types next to Politoed, but the reason Pelipper used over Politoed in singles. Actually, we should clarify it since we know the coaches a little bit. The last team and this team are coached by two players that are mainly VGC
Yes,
players and doing
that's a
a
very good thing
single
to bring up
league
actually.
for the first time. And that's that may be why there are some synergies I can see going on in VGC side, but in singles they're more questionable. For example, I would say yes, Azumarill can do great job in rain, but when you have Politoed, you have to bring in Politoed, set rain. First turn is gone. Then you have to switch, bring in Azumarill. Second turn is gone. And Azumarill, of course, can be just banded and liquidation, but it's slow then, and it's not as strong as it should be. If it's Bell Drums, it lost the third turn as well. Then you have only two turn
Hmm.
of rain to left, so it's not actually taking advantage of the rain.
Yeah,
Same goes to Primarina. Primarina is also already an instant offense Pokemon. It can just give it a Life Orb or Specs, just use Hydro Pump or Moonblast.
yeah,
It doesn't
absolutely.
need rain. I mean, it is benefited, but uh, the reason Poltot is used in doubles is moves like Helping Hands, Encore, Perish Song, none of which are especially good in singles.
Yeah,
And
I believe Pelipper was actually taken by the time this person picked
yeah, yeah,
Politoed though.
I know. But Pelipper, can the reason Pelipper is good is U-turn.
Yeah,
It gives the momentum. It can set up and then bring in the whatever is gonna abuse the rain. So I think the rain option doesn't do much for the team.
yeah, it's
Uh,
usable for sure, but it's definitely not like the defining feature of this team or anything.
exactly, and also bringing drain mod makes you gives you just double weakness to electric and grass for no reason at all for me, at
Yeah,
least.
yeah,
And then you have the sand option, and you have no sand sweeper, despite having two ground types, two slow ground types that are there to set up rocks. I mean, Ruinery also gets T spikes
yeah,
and
yeah.
the
Runerigus does get
regular
T
spikes.
spikes.
I would say
It gets all that.
there are really good ones. Like Primarina is a great one.
Primarine is great.
The
It's three
Hydreigon,
counters. Its three counters are Blissey, Empoleon, and Shedinja, and Empoleon doesn't exist.
yeah, but there's Shredinja. I mean, this is my like. At first, I can see so many weaknesses, so many bad things about him, but this is my first weak opponent, and I just prepped it, and I just have a really hard time because despite having synergies uh, between each other, Hydreigon is a really hard one to prep for.
Hmm. Yes.
Primarina is a really hard one to prep for. Trenter is a really hard one to prep for. Azumarill can sweep you with a belly drum set. Like
And Porygon Z is also very strong.
Porygon Z is also very strong. It's a really underrated one, but it's again, I can see how a VGC player takes when I see this team.
Yeah,
But again, like it has two water fairies plus another water. It has two ground types. I don't see the point of Mudsdale on the team. Ruinery is definitely the better option here,
yeah,
since
I can agree.
it
I
can
can
set up
definitely.
both spikes and rock, and poltergeist
Well,
is a better offensive move.
Mudsdale could be used when Runerigus is on fatigue, actually.
Yeah, yeah, I see that, but still, it's a team with the rain as well, and you have another rockers in Trentar and Dreldon just in case. And Dreldon is also another one. Okay, it's a steel type, but it's a steel type that doesn't resist fairy, which is not too great. And you already have two offensive options in Hydreigon and Trentar that is
Actually,
weak
his
to
his
fighting, and you bring another one with Dreldon.
his fairy resists are actually Toxtricity and Talonflame,
Yeah, which neither of them are
on top of
especially bulky.
two weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean it's not that much.
Yeah.
I see, but like if you have a fairy move, you're gonna use it against Hydreigon.
Hmm.
And like fighting as well. Fighting is gonna come, and fighting hits Porygon, Torrentar, Hydreigon, Drelodon.
Duraludon, Beartick,
I mean, you have some fighting answers. I see you have two fairy types. Both of them are water though.
and you have a Ghost type in Runerigus.
Yeah, but still, some in type powered ups. And again, what's the fastest one other than
Um,
Talonflame? Yeah, after
Duraludon maybe?
Talonflame, it's no, it's Hydreigon is 99. That's the Hydreigon.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hydreigon. I didn't miss. I didn't see that.
Yeah, this is a really slow conference overall.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize that before this.
Yeah, it's the overall speed is really low. I would say the bulk is okay, but I think Talonflame is the only one with recovery. Probably Porygon's the
No,
also
Hydreigon
recovery.
gets Roost.
Oh yeah, it got back, right? It
Yeah, it
didn't
got it
have it
back.
at the beginning of
It
the
got
season,
Roost
but
back.
yeah, it has now. Okay. Still, the bulk is there, but the recovery is kind of lacking because all those three. Talonflame can run Roost, okay, but Talonflame is not bulky. It's gonna just
Hmm.
die to rocks. Any rock move, which wouldn't be the first option to run as a coverage when I
Actually,
see the team, but
what's his hazard removal?
other than Talonflame and Hydreigon, I don't see any.
Yeah, I don't see any either.
Yeah, the hazards. If you set hazards, it's kind of there, and
Yeah.
I mean, I can see so many problems with the team. As a doubles team, it would have been just set drain, sweep with like Duraludon or Primarina.
Yeah.
So great, but I mean, I think Tyrant gotta go and Mudsdale. Tyranitar doesn't fit the team at all.
Yeah, I
Also,
can see that.
also the Azumarill as well because it's just. I mean, then again, I'm sending the only two physical options. Like we said, the other team was so special, so physical. This team is so specially offensive. Duraludon, Primarina, Hydreigon, Porygon 2, and Toxtricity. Other than, yeah, those two, they're your offensive options because let's be honest, Beartic is not going to be good option if you're not using it as a sweeper, rain sweeper, and you
Yeah.
set it up a little bit. And Talonflame doesn't hit hard.
Yeah, Talonflame actually, yeah, Talonflame is I think it is like 85 attack.
Yeah, it has a really low attack. It can only hit hard with Flare Blitz and
Hmm.
like people using dual wing beat not to get the recoil,
The
but it
Gale
doesn't
ones
hit
drop.
hard.
He could actually
Yeah,
also run Flame Body Talonflame. That could have a niche.
that could have a niche. Actually, defensive
Like a
options
defensive,
are
yeah,
better now.
with like defog and
And he gotta with the fog options he has. I think the Talonflame is a defensive one on this team.
yeah. I
unless you
can
just
agree with
want
you
to
there.
get wrecked by spikes and rocks.
Yeah, I can't see him running defensive Hydreigon.
For speed options, I mean, Toxtricity can increase speed, I
Toxtricity gets shift
guess.
gear.
Yeah, this is both Toxtricity, so it can get shift gear. Titar has D-Dance, and there is only one priority on the team. Does
He
Beartic
has
get
Jet
Shark?
in all of Azumarill, Beartic, and Primarina. I'll get Aqua Jet.
Oh, I mean, you're not gonna use
Yeah,
it
you're not
on
gonna run
our
Aqua Jet on
Primarina.
Primarina probably, but it exists. And then there's the
There,
Gale Wings
there,
on Talonflame.
there are the offenses I can see going on, but then again, I would think it would be easy to stop. Like I said, had a really hard time because my team doesn't have answers to some of the mons he has. Uh, we're not gonna discuss about our teams. It's gonna
Of
be
course.
on the video tomorrow. The others are gonna discuss it.
Hmm.
Like like I said, I can see so many weaknesses, but somehow the qualities of the mons individual quality of
Yeah.
the mons makes the team really good. But I would say the overall synergy uh, is not good for singles. It's a doubles team with some singles mons
Would you give this like
trapped in
a
it.
B or a B plus maybe?
I would give it a B.
Okay, I can
I just
agree with that.
I just want to increase the Serbian teams to S, so we have an S tier on the. But then we don't have an A
Well, there's one team on this list that we haven't gotten to that it's going to be covered tomorrow that I think counts as an S team.
because of the meltdown.
No, I'm talking about Killer Tomatoes team. I think that's an S tier team.
Yeah, because of the meltdown.
Of
I
course.
would say that's an F tier team because they dropped their best mon. But
That's a matter of opinion.
That's a tomorrow's
No, yeah,
discussion.
that's a tomorrow story. Yeah.
So join us in tomorrow, not us actually.
Yeah,
Bryce and
it's
Barry
gonna
B.
be
Benson
yeah.
are gonna host the
They're gonna
show.
talk about the Chad conference, the better conference.
I would say.
Anyways,
So thank you
that's
for joining us.
yes. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, thank you. That's about it from me.